I didn't have insecurities about stuff until I started teaching. And then I started having insecurities of things like I didn't know I was lacking in certain ways. And then all of a sudden they let me know.
How to survive the classroom.
Hey, teacher besties. I am so excited to share with you that my book, They Never Taught Us That, is available for pre-order right now. It is everything inexperienced first-year teachers need to manage the chaos of the modern classroom, including some anecdotes to make you feel a little bit better, because if there is a way you can screw up, I have probably done it. It also has advice on how to build trust with families, how to manage grading and lesson plans and IEPs and everything in between that they never went over in your teacher prep program. They Never Taught Us That is available everywhere right now for pre-order. Hey, teacher besties. Welcome to How to Survive the Classroom. I'm Andrea Forcum.
And I'm Gerry Patoka.
And everyone at my house is dying of the plague but me right now. I don't know if anybody else is dealing with the flu, but everyone in my house but me has been absolutely obliterated by flu B. And it was real bad this last weekend. Like, Gerry, have you gotten your flu shot?
I have not.
Great. But you didn't get sick when when you were here.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. I'm batting 1,000 on not getting the flu shot.
People need to know. People need to know and check in with your health and make sure that you're still doing okay, because the rest of my family is not. Sweet Steven, our husband, he is now completely sick. He is like horizontal. And I've never felt worse in my life, because my son, an hour before Steven and I left to go to the shows this weekend in Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., my son suddenly got a fever. And I'm like, okay, because my babysitter had been with the kids the previous weekend. So I'm like, okay, she's already been exposed. She got there. I was like, are you okay? Like, we've got all the medicine, all that. She's like, no, it's fine. We are on the plane getting ready to take off, and we get a phone call from her that my daughter has started hacking and coughing so bad that she ended up like tripping her gag reflex and vomiting everywhere. And my son's fever was like at 100, and we're like on the jetway, and my poor babysitter, I was like, I am so sorry. Like, I had no idea it was going to devolve like that, because my daughter was fine. My son just started to get a little bit of a fever, and I'm like, you know what? Like, it's been pretty mild for all of us. This poor girl, by Saturday morning, she had a fever. My son wet the bed the night before because he slept so heavy because he was sick. My daughter was like hacking up a lung. And then my husband, like about halfway through Saturday, started getting the chills and got super sick as well. So everyone's dying, but it's fine. Everything's great.
So in the nicest way possible, that makes me feel a lot better, because I've had like a little stuffiness right here, and I had like a little dryness in my chest, and that's it. I don't think I've had fever, nothing. So I think I dodged it. I think it's been over a week, well over a week, I think I'm good. So sorry for your family, but
I know. But we were
still batting 1,000.
We were out doing the Lord's work, though. It was so funny. So we had a teacher's lounge show in Washington, D.C. at the Howard Theater, which is it's like a theater that belongs to
Howard the Duck.
No, not Howard the Duck. Howard University, which is an HBCU. And it was pretty funny because we had a host that was, unfortunately, it was not Gerry this time. Sorry, Gerry.
No, could have been.
Sorry,
but
could have been. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
Not this go round. But it was really funny because the guy we had come host, he did make the comment that, because our show was February 28th at the Howard Theater, and he's like, I just want to take a moment and say, Happy Black History Month. You know, this is a historically Black college, historically Black theater. Now, you know, on the last day of Black History Month, let's welcome our fourth white comedian that we're seeing here today. and then brought Phil out. It was really, really funny. I could tell the crowd was like not like, and he was nervous. He's a younger comic, and you could tell he was nervous to land that joke. But I was like, it's pretty funny though. Like, it's a little funny, but yeah, it was.
And that's
on
y'all. Y'all should have known where you was. Y'all should have planned for that.
You know what? I don't want to hear it. It was great. And then we also did 2 shows in Philadelphia at the Philadelphia Helium, which was a delight. But dude, here's the thing. We had a group of 40 that came, right?
Together?
And together, they
I
came
don't know
together.
if I
So
know 40 people.
me neither. And I show up like we're going around for the meet and greet for the first show, and as we're going through, we see this huge group of people, and there's a lady standing there talking and giving instructions. And so we do what we always do. We're like, "Oh, hey guys, thanks for coming." And they gave us like a weird look, and I was like, I don't know if they know any of us at all. And it was so funny because a group of 40 were all sitting together. We found out later it was a union group, like a teachers union that was doing like a fun trip to go see comedy, but they were not familiar with any of us. And I don't know that they were necessarily stand-up comedy fans. And it was just so clear that like there was like a part of the audience that like didn't really understand what was happening in the same way as everyone else. And it threw me so much because I was like, what is with that? Like you get that many people together, but they didn't know who we were. So I guess that's on
They couldn't have
us.
Googled it?
You know, I don't know. Maybe they just read Teacher's Lounge and they were like, cool, bet
You know
we'll
what'd
be
be
there.
funny is if they weren't even trying to see the comedy show, they were in the totally wrong place or like on the wrong day, and they're like, "What the hell, Sandra? I thought we were going to see Hamilton or something like that." Well, I
Yeah.
thought we were going to see Wicked. What is this? What's
Oh
that
my
6'7"
gosh.
guy up there doing?
No, exactly. I will also update on that. My son last night, he's 5 years old, guys. He said 6'7" for the first time. He has not said it a single time before. And it was like something in me died. I was like, what did you just say? And he's like, 6'7". And I was like, what does that mean, buddy? And he's like, I don't know. It's just a thing we say. And I was like, well, he's got it. He's got the understanding of it, basically.
And he's late to the game too.
He's 5, Gerry. Yeah, he's late to the game. We've protected him from brain rot. He's
You
also
gotta quit
not on
doing
the
that.
internet. Nope.
You gotta quit protecting that boy. You gotta let him live life.
Right. Yeah. Just put him on the internet. Let him just out
Yeah.
there. Put him out
Let
here on these streets.
life train him up.
Mm, mm. The other thing we did this weekend, and I don't know have you been to Philadelphia before?
Yeah.
We
I'm
got
wearing
Philly
a Philadelphia
cheesesteaks.
hat right now.
Are you? I can't see it because it's backwards. So I'll just
I
trust
don't know
you.
the
You're
best
just gonna
way to do
turn
it.
around.
You see
Look at
it?
that. I do. Yep. I see it. That's great.
Yeah, that's what that P means. It's Philadelphia.
Okay.
That's P is actually the first letter in Philadelphia. But you can keep going.
You're so smart and so pretty.
I'm a genius. Thank you. Can we clip that for Denver? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, but question. Is that for a sports team or is it just
It's a
like the
Phillies hat.
city? Like the Eagles? Aren't they? Isn't that
I
the
grew
wrong
up-
color?
No, it's for the Phillies, the baseball team. My dad was a Philadelphia sports fan, so I got it from him. So I'm a Philadelphia sports fan.
All right. Got it. I will say, I don't know if anybody has been to like Philadelphia anytime recently. The
Go
Philly
Birds.
cheesesteaks genuinely are so good. In like a spiritual level, like you ascend to a spiritual plane when you have a Philly cheesesteak. I insisted. It was like because we had some stuff we were doing earlier in the morning. I was like, no, we're not gonna have time after the show. I have to get a Philly cheesesteak while we're here. And then we walked like 4 blocks over and found a spot, and it was the best meal
Where'd
of my
you
life.
go?
A place called Cleaver's
Okay,
in Philadelphia,
that sounds familiar.
and it was incredible.
I sent. Who's the 6'7" Phil? I sent Phil. I couldn't remember. My bad. I sent Phil a recommendation for a spot. I'm like, I could have sent this to any of them, and they would have gotten it. But I sent it to Phil, and I'm gonna hear back like the end of next week. He's like, "My bad, man. We're not in Philly anymore." I'm like, "Yeah, Phil, I know." I messaged him. Y'all were walking to get cheesesteaks, and I said Jim's on South Street.
Yeah, I have no idea where we were in Philly other than by the Philadelphia Helium. And we were there early because we were doing an interview with ABC at the club before the show because Lisa Ann Walter is the redheaded teacher on Abbott Elementary. She's coming out with her comedy special and they filmed it in the Philadelphia Helium. And so They did like a whole promo thing. They filmed our show and had a bunch of people coming in, and it was really, really cool, and talked to us a little bit about like what it's like being teachers and comics, and how big of a fan we are of Lisa Ann Walter and all of that kind of stuff. And so it was super, super cool. And it's coming out May 15th, I think. So you guys have to keep your eyes peeled for that, because also
Let's get her on
teachers.
the podcast.
Yeah, Lisa Ann Walter, come on by. I would love, love, love to have her on. She's so funny and is like a Philadelphia girl. So I would love that. I'll have to
I'll
reach
have
out.
it set up by the end of the week.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Oh well,
for sure. Jerry's got all the connections. How's teaching life?
we here.
We out here?
We outside for real.
Jerry's favorite response to how is teaching? We are out here.
People are really breathing down my neck about this EdTPA thing.
Yeah, you should get it done. You should absolutely get it done. I'm a little concerned. In fact, everyone should write in and actually just start DMing Jerry advice on his EdTPA.
Yeah, here's what we should do. You should follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And DM me encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
Denver,
to do your stuff.
You could help me.
Yeah, she could tutor you.
Yeah, Lisa.
Lisa Ann Walter.
Lisa Ann Walter. I knew it wasn't Lisa Marie Presley.
She's not actually
Lisa
a
Ann
teacher.
Walter. Yeah, but her support means the world. We can get whoever we can get, and they can follow me on Instagram. That's the key part here. And DM me encouragement, and we'll see.
Yeah, I did find out, however, guys, we are going to get Denver on the pod. I asked her this last week to come on, although the advice she's going to provide is unfortunately not going to be about that TPA, because I found out she didn't do it because she got licensed in Hawaii. So, sorry.
Denver lived in Hawaii?
She did. Yeah.
Dang, that's where I was going to take on her honeymoon, too.
But she'd like it. She liked Hawaii. Yeah.
She ever been to Myrtle Beach?
I don't know, man. You're going to have to ask her when she comes on.
Go to Myrtle Beach.
As if that's an equivalent to going to Hawaii, is Myrtle Beach.
You ever been to Myrtle Beach?
I have. I got stung by a jellyfish. Yeah.
Okay, didn't think this was going to get debunked that easy. But
not the
same.
same.
This was going to go down like this. My bad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything insane that happened so far with my students just started their field experience. And they got advice from one of the administrators, who is like one of my favorite administrators that I work with. And I think it's actually really solid advice. And basically he started off by saying to my students, who are for the first time are about to start working with middle schoolers. And he said, I want you to think about the meanest thing that someone can say to you. The most hurtful, the most triggering, like the worst thing that someone could say to you. And I want you to accept that at some point, a student is going to say that to your face. And I want you to practice in your brain how you can respond in a professional way. And that's so wild for like any other profession to think of doing that. But that's actually such good advice. Because he's I think like 5'7" or something. He's like, I just immediately knew someone was going to make comments about my height, about my kids. If you've got pictures of your family, they're going to make comments about that. Like, I think that's actually really, really good advice to tell students that like, hey, if you're sensitive about whatever it is, they're going to find out and they're going to use that to ruin your life. But
they're going to find something worse. Like, you're going to think you know the worst thing.
Yeah.
And then they're going to hit you with something worse than that.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't have insecurities about stuff until I started teaching. And then I started having insecurities of things like I didn't know I was lacking in certain ways. And then all of a sudden they let me know. Kids do that. Yeah,
they've gotten in a habit recently of like drive by in my room and yelling, Mr. No Neck, into the room. I'm like, what? Like, I can't even get you back. I don't know who you are. Like, and it's like Mr. the same. I'm pretty sure it's the same group of kids. Like, Mr. No Neck, and I'm like, man, I wish I could just talk my talk. I wish I could go crazy.
That's the problem. Is and in life at some point, they're going to say something like that to the wrong person. They're going to get punched in the face and they will have learned a lesson that we cannot teach them. We're limited as teachers. We can only do so much because of jail.
We just have to be mad. We just have to be mad.
We just have to take it and like bury it deep down in our hearts.
Yeah. Be like, I do got a neck. It's under there. Just be mad about it.
They would make comments about my forehead, which I didn't think I had a big forehead. And then I started on social media, and that's usually the comment I get there too, is that I've got a big forehead. And I'm like, you're not
They
even
tell
hitting
they
the
tell me I look like a
insecurities yet.
thumb,
A thumb? A thumb?
like one of the ones from Spy Kids.
Okay. It's not nice. Who, the
No,
internet or students? Or both?
both.
Okay. Kids are the worst.
Yeah.
We have some wonderful questions for us, though. But before we get to those, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Have you ever wondered what I would say if my mother and my administrators weren't watching every single thing I do on social media? Well, that's exactly what my stand-up show is, and I'm going to be coming to a town near you super soon. You can get tickets at educatorandrea.com/tickets. Welcome back, teacher besties. So one of the questions that we received, and I love it so much because I feel like the longer I teach, the better I get at using these. And it is, what are some passive-aggressive phrases that you or your teacher friends use with students? And like, I don't know if like some of these that I wrote down, I'm not sure really count as passive-aggressive. I don't consider myself passive aggressive. I think I'm pretty direct,
I got one.
but I'm very sarcastic. So yes, okay, let me hear.
I like to do the thing where the kids will just blur out, Mr. Patoga, I left my notebook in such and such's class. And I'll be like, who? And they'll be like, I left mine. I go, asked. And they're like, that. I don't know if that fits the mold of what you were saying, but that's what I thought of. I do it all the time.
I like that. Yeah, I think that fits. I think that both of us probably would more likely to fall under the category of sarcastic than passive aggressive. I don't know if those are, if there's like a Venn diagram of that, if that like necessarily is. But I think that telling someone your turn when they interrupt you is debilitating. Like someone like, oh,
Really?
your turn. And like have them have to finish what they were saying. That works sometimes because it depends on the age of the student, because they'll be like, yeah, it is my turn. Obviously, it's my turn. I was speaking. So
I can see you doing that.
yeah, because I'm mean.
I like the one where like, did the middle of my sentence interrupt the beginning of yours? I
That's
heard
such
that
a good
somewhere.
one.
And I thought it made me laugh.
I love it. That's a choice. I say that a lot. Someone will be like, oh, I'm gonna go and I don't know, get a face tattoo this weekend. Be like, oh, that's a choice that you are making.
I got one. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's my favorite one.
Is that how you provide empathy to your students? You model empathy?
When they're on one, I tell them be quiet. I'm like, all right, yeah, I was gonna let y'all talk. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Sit there in silence.
I like that one. A lot of times I'll say, well, if it isn't the consequences of our choices, and let them just like kind of sit in
You're
that
very
for a moment.
Shakespearean with yours.
Well, I'm an English teacher, so I have to be.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And we don't know what I teach. So I just be yapping.
We don't. No,
You wanna
literally,
know-
I'm not that convinced that you know what you teach, Gerry.
No. Nah. You want to know a good one? This isn't really sarcasm or passive aggressive, but I read a TikTok comment on ways they correct behaviors. And this one person said, yeah, when the kids are acting up in the middle of class, I don't make them call their mom. I make them call my mom.
That's so
and
funny.
I would 100% make a kid call my mom.
And say
I'm
what
going to make
exactly?
a kid call you.
You should. As long as they don't know who I am. I don't want them to be excited about it. Like, be like, oh, call educator Andrew. Because what am I going to do? I'm just going to be like, listen to Mr. Patoka.
Who's educator Andrea? That's what
1,000%. Or they'll be like, oh, I think my mom follows her. I get that mostly from younger students and stuff. They're like, oh, I think I've seen you on like my mom. My mom sent me your videos and stuff. I'm like, oh, well, that's fine. I'm old. So, okay. The next question that we have. Why
are you laughing? It's making me laugh. Don't do that. Don't do me like that. I got the giggles.
I feel like I have to do this all the time. And I feel like I hear this a lot now as a parent. What are the phrases that you use that are like the go-to phrases when you're talking to a parent of a student who is super difficult? So, for example, if a kid is like a complete jerk to everyone else in class, how would you describe that behavior to the
Oh,
parent? Because we can't say that, right? Like your kid is a
very,
jerk.
very, very social. Very social.
Yeah, he's social, and he's a leader in class, and I appreciate that. Um, his attitude really can shift the tone of a classroom, and that's a really powerful thing.
I've never called a kid a leader in my classroom.
You haven't?
I've had times where I think maybe one time I said I think I told the kid, "Hey, people respond and listen to you." I ain't call a kid a leader. I'm the
You don't want
leader.
you
No,
don't want them
I'm
to
not
think that they have
relinquished.
like
No, I'm not relinquishing control to any of them. This is a dictatorship. I run the show. I
that
remind them very
actually
often back to the passive aggressive thing when they're acting up. I say, go outside and look above the door and tell me what it says. Tell me whose name is above the door and then come back and sit down.
does that work?
Yes, except one time they called me on my bluff.
Did it actually not have your name above the
No, I
door?
think they went out there and like read it or they just laughed it off. I'm like, nah, normally that goes hard.
You're
Normally
like,
I
"You
feel
should be destroyed by this."
normally I feel like gangster when I say that. And then they're like, I was mad.
Ugh. It is the worst when you're trying to be tough and they literally look at you like you're the dumbest person alive. You're like,
Yeah.
"Are you scary though? Are you tough?"
I,
I
I
I
think
there
about something like I'm gonna have to flip the desk one day.
I don't think you should do that. I'm gonna be
I've sat at
honest.
my desk before and like kind of touch them like if I had to in a fit of rage to make a point, could I flip this desk and make a mess and then be like, my bad. And just let
I
them know like Opatoka's crazy.
The admin's gonna show up and give you snacks and make you sit in a calm down corner if you do that. Might not be the worst thing. I don't know if it works the same for teachers though. You might actually get in trouble if you flip a desk.
Yeah, no, I think I would get in trouble.
You think?
And
Yeah,
honestly, my
probably.
desk's kinda heavy. I
Not really
tested it,
worth
I was
it.
like, I don't even think this is an option. I think I'd have to go flip their desk. Their desk is a little
Yeah.
lighter.
Their desks
This
are
desk
usually pretty light.
yeah, this desk kinda
Maybe
heavy.
maybe like take a book and like slam it on a table. We could probably get away with that. But
My
even
ad
that,
My admin went to an admin meeting this week. They have every other week for all the admin in the county. And he said an
uh-huh.
administrator came up to him and said, "We saw this guy at your school's videos."
Which video?
Um, I can't remember. I
Oh,
can't
that's
remember which one we
amazing.
saw. It
You're
was
very
no,
famous.
it was me saying, I filmed it on the way back from Indiana, and it was me trying to find. It was like admin trying to find anything to do to avoid hallway transitions. And I'm in there unzipping the pillow and fluffing, and I'm like, and wiping on the wall. And my principal comes out that Friday during the hallway transition. He's carrying an empty pizza box and some stuff. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just trying to find something to do to avoid hallway transitions." And I go, "What?" And
Oops.
he
You're
goes,
like,
"Yeah, I'm just trying to avoid the hallway transitions." I'm like, "Who snitched?" And that's when I found out, like, yeah, they were talking about in this big meeting that morning, laughing, and apparently
oh,
administrators were coming up to him at the meeting. And I'm like, God, this is getting a little out of hand. I did, and that was kind of how I found out he didn't know I was posting stuff online. I was like, I thought you knew that, brother. My bad.
oh, yeah. I kind of treated my social media like a don't ask, don't tell situation with my admin when I was teaching high school. Because if they knew, if it was documented that they knew, or I straight up told them that it was out there, I was worried that they would feel like they were duty bound to like monitor it and be held responsible also for it. If they have some plausible deniability, they can at least kind of look the other way with some of that stuff. So I really avoided like ever having, but I worked at a huge school in a huge district at the time. And so it was easy enough to be like, no, I don't know. It's crazy, right? Like, internet's a crazy place, lots of videos. Like,
I get stuff co-signed on sometimes, like not necessarily by administrators. I have a different people I go to, like, hey, would this get me in trouble? You've been one of them. I've sent you a message be like,
smart.
hey, could this be taken this way? And I try and tie up any loose ends.
Yeah, that's smart. Because
I
I've been at like several different things at like a high school when they were bringing in a new set of student teachers, and the admin at that school told the student teachers essentially, you cannot have a social media page. Like you need to make it private before you start doing your like your student teaching at the school, which I don't even know if that's legal, but that's where like they stood on all of that, is basically like do not exist outside of these four walls.
Oh no, I started getting a little familiar with it.
Yeah.
I
Well, and
went
it's
and
different
found that
too.
handbook. I read that little book. I read
Did
very
you?
specific. Not the whole thing. Spark noted
Skimmed
a lot
it.
of it.
I skimmed it, you know? Yeah, well, and one of the issues that they were having also is that for the field experience students that are in the school, a lot of times they're like 2021, right? Because they're like sophomores or juniors. And so they'll be in these schools, and most of them are single and all of that. And if you're on dating apps, a lot of times there's an age range, right? And you would put down to like 18. Well, some seniors in high school are 18 or 19. And so they also now have to say, as part of the little thing, is like, if you are on dating apps, we highly recommend that you up the age to like 2021, so that way you don't accidentally match with a student at the school that you're placed at, because that is going to get you fired and probably on a list or two. Because, like that, and that is the weird thing when you're like a young career teacher, is like the age difference, like maturity level, way different. But the age difference when you're 21 is sometimes like only 3 years.
Yeah.
And so where it would not be insane for someone who's like 18 or 19 to date someone who's 21, it is if they're your teacher. Like that is a whole different ethical thing. So yeah, be careful out there, guys. Careful on those dating apps.
It's
Crazy
the weird
world.
thing that made me think about that wasn't a problem even when I was in school. Have you seen these Ray-Ban Meta glasses?
Yes. Yeah. They basically record everything, right?
Yeah.
Don't flip a table with a kid who's got those glasses on, man.
No.
You end up on the internet. Also, where does that footage go?
The cloud? Isn't that where everything go?
Just the clouds. Just
It
up
is looking
there in the cloud.
clouds.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a hill that you're going to die on this week? I always ask with such optimism.
No, but something made me mad today.
Great. What was it?
I've got beef. Like most people do. I have beef with people who talk in movie theaters. Like to no
Yeah.
end. I get
Like,
most people
throughout?
probably don't like that. Throughout, but like even I get if you have to whisper something to the person. Like, some people talk at full volume. Today, so I went and saw Pulp Fiction today. I had never seen it before. We had a virtual work day, so I just took the day off, and I was like, I'm gonna go see this movie. It's playing in theaters only for today, and there's 4 people in the theater. Me, my friend who went with me, and a couple of teenagers or young adults right behind us talking at full volume. And I'm like, this is Pulp Fiction. And y'all are like 17, 18, 19 years old. And just yapping the whole time.
So
And
annoying.
like, I don't know what the solution. I don't know if there should be like a phone app where you can just anonymously
Almost there.
Oh,
Anonymously.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Report like people talking. I don't think I got that word down yet. Report people talking in the movie theater, or like, because I don't like having to go get
To
people, and I
who?
don't want to be the workers. Like, hey, get these people out of here. I don't
All the
want to be
workers
the
are like
snitch.
16 years old. Oh, you don't want to be the
I don't
snitch.
want to
Okay.
be the snitch, but I'm like, yo, I paid money to go watch this movie, and y'all sitting here yapping. I don't want to come here and watch y'all talk about he said, she said, and TikTok and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to watch the movie. And
You
I
know
get if
what?
it's something like Scream, like the new Scream movie it's out, young people are going to want to go see it. Yo, this is
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction. This movie
classic.
older than you, and that's saying something. Like, this movie old. My bad. You ain't mean that. You didn't have to catch that
Shots for
straight.
no reason. I know, no reason. You know what? Here's the thing: is like now that I am so old, as a elder white woman, I feel like it's my culture to yell at kids for doing dumb stuff in public. So I can feel it coming. Like as I get closer to 40, I can feel more and more that like I am likely to say something. If so, and I don't want to get in a fight. I'm not going to start anything, but I will be like, that's guys, hey, you know what? Hey,
That's
guys.
where I
Or
get
I will
super bad.
absolutely snitch. I will go and I'll be like, there's a
Yeah.
bunch of kids being loud. I paid good money to be here. I got a babysitter for this. Like, come get those fools out of
I
my theater.
I've snitched and I was super passive aggressive. Like I looked at my buddy and at full volume said, "Man, you can't go anywhere anymore." Like I'm just like, man, what is it? I kept turning around looking at him. Like
I love it.
I was kind of being, I can feel it. It's
Yeah,
coming for me where
it does.
I'm gonna be the angry grandpa popping up and being like, what in the world?
I
But that's why
know.
I'm like, they couldn't check y'all's tickets. That's the other thing. So you can just buy the tickets on the apps. They don't know how old you are.
That's
People can go see
true.
wherever they want. I remember I used to have to struggle. I wanted to go see some radar.
I worked at a movie theater when I was 16 and I used to have to ID people who were going to like rated R movies and get screamed at because they forgot their license or something like that. I struggled through that. So that is not fair that people can just
Oh, I
skip
have a
over that
story.
trauma.
One time, so when my brother and sister-in-law are in town, we like to go to movies. And I like going to the movies a lot anyways. I have the Regal membership. I go all the time. Like I went twice yesterday. I went once today. I go a lot. I'll go in spurts where I just go a lot. Well, I go with them and we were going to see some like chick flick movie. I cannot even tell you what happened in it. It was some romance movie. Tom Holland might have been in it. I can't remember. Well,
Okay.
we were all going to see. I was like, I heard it's good. I will go watch anything. And I like the romance movies. Don't get me wrong. I'm with it.
Right.
I'm like, but go and see it with your brother and his wife, a little weird. I'm like, I'll
That
watch
is.
anything if it's going to be good. And we go, and this group of kids comes up and it's like, hey, we need somebody to buy his ticket. Help us buy his tickets. We'll pay you. They were trying to go see some horror movie. And the people at the theater were onto it. And they told my sister-in-law, they were like, are these you sure they're with you? And she's like, yeah. And she buys the tickets, goes in with them, sits down in the movie theater with them. And me and my brother go into this romance movie by ourselves. and and they had people going up and down the hallway making sure that my sister-in-law
Was actually with them.
yeah, I just realized that's a stepsister at some point because I mixed them two up, and it's weird when you
I
mix
don't
those
think
two
so.
up.
Sister-in-law.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I be making that mistake. It's been my sister-in-law the whole time, and my sister-in-law, they were like had people scouting to see if she snuck them into the movies, and if they did, we were all gonna get banned, the kids and
It's
us.
never that serious. Like that's
They made it that
insane.
serious. And
Oh my
every time I
gosh.
go to that theater, something happens. There's people talking real loud or something like that. I'm sorry, I could go on this movie theater. And my sister-in-law just watched the whole movie with these kids.
So you ended up watching a romance movie with your brother while your
Yes.
sister-in-law sat in a horror movie with a
Yes.
bunch of teenagers.
I don't remember what either of the movies were. 'Cause the whole time me and my brother are like, yo, we're gonna get in trouble. Like, why did she do this? And we're texting her and she's like, I don't know, I think we're stuck.
That's so funny. And I would
And
hate that
so
because I hate horror movies. Like I don't enjoy going to scary movies.
she left the theater with them. And we all just got in our cars and bounced.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope she made good money off of that. Did they pay her?
No.
Oh, she just did it
It
to be cool to a bunch of like high schoolers? That's
yeah,
so
and
lame.
she's like she's young. She's like 22.
Oh, so you
She
still care
was
a little
then.
bit at
She was
that
21
age.
or 22 then. She's like 23 now. She's something. She's an adult.
She's
But
out
she
there.
don't look like an adult. She looks like a tiny little person.
Got it.
Like yeah,
Well,
some people look when they just got an adult.
Young
They just
people?
picked it up. Yeah.
You didn't though. You've always looked
Nah.
45.
No, I used to be hot.
You said that.
When I was like a freshman in college. Stop playing.
You were out there. Yeah.
Stop playing.
I'm sure.
Oh, I was
I'm sure. I
beautiful.
believe you.
I was a
Yeah.
force to be reckoned with. I was a hunk. I
I believe it.
was a
Yeah.
beautiful man. Now,
Okay,
faded glory. My bad.
I actually do have a hill I'm going to die on. And that is that if they're making us go to school the day before a break and you're going to do a half day, cancel it. You don't need to go to school that day. No academic work is happening. Stop making your teachers go in and teach a half day before a long break. The kids are wild. No academic work is happening. Make it a teacher work day. Let the kids start their break. Like, grow up. Grow up. Because it is absurd to think that any academic work is happening the Friday before Christmas break when you've already cut all of the classes so they're like 30 minutes each.
Okay, so let me debate you.
Oh boy.
Wouldn't I? Right, don't do that. Don't degrade me. Don't do that. Wouldn't
Let's
then,
hear it.
say it's a Friday, half day, not even full
Yeah.
day, small day,
Yeah.
half the size of a normal day. Wouldn't then that Thursday just be when the kids are hell? Like they're just tearing loose, then they gotta do it for a full day?
No.
And then you gotta revisit the zone on that Friday? Like, oh, look at the pencils and paper everywhere. They're still
No,
gonna be
because
crazy.
it's a full day. I'm not saying the day before break we should always cancel. I'm saying if it's a half day, if you're already phoning it in, just don't even bother. Don't bother.
But
If
I
it's a
think
full
they're
day, do
crazy
the full
the
day.
day before break, no matter what. We might as well make that day a full day. I mean, a half day, because and where I'm at, they crazy the whole week before we about to be
Yeah.
out. So it's like,
Yeah.
why would I not? If they're gonna do it in one day, why not just make it a half day where there are no expectations, there are no rules, and really, if it's a half day, kids probably aren't coming anyways.
So then why are we having them come and it count as
Because
an
then they're gonna be
absence?
crazy all day on Thursday.
You know what?
Damn.
Jerry wants us all to work on the Fridays before breaks is the lesson of this. And now
Or
we know
make
your
the Thursday a half
admin.
day. I don't.
Now we know your admin's keeping track of this. So I hope that you have to work a half day every single time.
You know why,
right
Andrew?
before
Because I
break.
influence student learning.
Oh.
I
bet.
care about the students.
Uh-huh.
What would Gasper say if he knew you were out here trying to cancel school?
He would say great.
No.
No, he's an academic.
He's an academic. We are academics here. And educator Andrea, what's she care about? Not education.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess.
That's what it is, I guess. Okay, on that note, where can people find you on the internet?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Comedy by GP.
Amazing. And I am on the internet at Educator Andrea. And you can email me, andrea@human-content.com. And you can contact the whole Human Content Podcast family at Human Content Pods. And thank you so much to those of you guys who have left amazing reviews. If you haven't yet, that is your homework. Half day or full day, I don't care. I want to see some reviews. 5 stars, please. Not 4. Because if you're gonna give it 4, you might as well just give us 5. You know?
Yeah, if we tell you to leave a review and you're on there like 2 stars,
Rude.
Go touch grass, dude. Like,
Just bully them.
Go
Just
play in the street, dog. Like, don't do that. If we tell you to leave a review and you got all the way to this point in the episode and you're like 2 stars, you should have just left early.
That's true. Yeah, you have commitment issues and you should have just left. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's very true. And if you want to catch full video episodes, they're up every single week on YouTube at Educator Andrea. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host, Andrew Forkham.
And I'm Jerry Patoka.
And our executive producers are Andrew Forkham, Aaron Corney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brooke. Our editor is Andrew Sims. Our engineer is Jason Portizo. Our music is by Omer Benzvi. And to learn more about how to survive the classroom's program, disclaimer, and ethics policy, and submission, verification, and licensing terms, you can go to podcasterandrea.com. How to Survive the Classroom is a Human Content production.
How to survive the classroom.
Thank you so much for watching. Want more of How to Survive the Classroom? You can watch more episodes right now. Just click on that little box over there. You see it? And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Okay, bye.
Human content.